Hi, this is Marguerite with a share of a junk journal that I made to show my friends and relatives in Slovakia. Last year I went with my husband and my children to visit my husband's family in Slovakia, and I also went to go see some colleagues of mine from when I lived there for 5 years when I was teaching English. I asked my colleague if she could show me or tell me where I could buy some used books in Bratislava when I was there. And she took me and she asked me why did I want to see used books. And I was trying to explain to her about how I use books for art projects, but it was difficult. So I thought that I would make one so they could see what I was doing. So I made a junk journal from one book that I bought there while I was there, and I collected a bunch of things while I was on the trip. I just, anything that I thought was interesting that I could stick inside the junk journal, I grabbed. So I have things like tea boxes, receipts from shopping, calendars. What else? I had a lot of kids stuff because people gave my children, things to draw and color, things like that. Those are more tea bags. Forms from the bank. This I got from a used book store. This is a kid's fairy tale. These little crossword puzzles, I got a lot of these. They're pretty popular and easy to find. More crosswords, Sudoku, calendars, a newspaper from our time in Vienna, which is very close by. And then I got a few things from craft store. Well, in Slovakia, they don't really have craft stores per se. They have things that can be used for craft making, which you would find in a store that has stationery. So I got this. I also got this mesh. It's hard to see unless there's a dark background. This really cool, like this whole spool of mesh material, which I use for all kinds of things. These are writing books for kids. So anything that I thought that I could take apart and use, this is a food box, use in making a junk journal, I did. I bought them, I set them aside. More receipts, more maps, things like that. This is a little coloring book of popular places to visit. So I put it together, and this is what I came up with. I kept the cover very simple and just sewed in my signatures, so the only decorative parts are the spine and this. This is a sticker rather than use lace, and I had a remnant of the sticker and now I don't know where it is because I wanted to tell you what it was, but maybe I will just have to post it at the end when I find it. So in the inside I kept it super simple. This is a journal for writing, so I wanted to keep a lot of blank space. This is the cover. I did nothing to the inside. This is just a piece of washi tape to kind of keep the spine held together. I wrapped over the sticker all the way, to the other side. So it just kind of covers it up a little bit. I put this Ghirardelli here because my relatives love Ghirardelli chocolate squares. Every time we come to Slovakia, I bring them, and they're real popular. So that's why that is there. This paper pack I used was, it's a popular one from Michael's. It's, I don't know, it's got like a whole bunch of sheets in it, and I use it for lots of things. I'm sure, I can also list this in the description, just in case you're interested, because it's a really, really useful paper pack. The reason why I like it is because the paper's thin. It's not so thick, so you can use many when you're putting in your signatures together. I took a couple of the pages from the story. This book is in Czech. It's just a book in Czech, Navrat Martina Holce, which I think is the return of Martin Holtz. It was written by a woman. That's the only thing I know about the book. That's it. So I kept some of the illustrations. The beginning of the chapters had illustrations, and put them back in the book. And I just kind of stenciled a little bit in there, lightly. Here's the other side, a little bit of washi tape. Here, this says "Która cesta je správna," which means which road is correct. It's one of those mazes where the kids, use a pencil or pen to find the correct path. And I like this because I glued all my bus tickets on here, and kind of made, collage out of it. So I thought that came out very nicely. This is all paper from that paper pack. This is a paint chip that I just punched and used. Just a lot of blank spaces. As I said, I wanted to keep it, simple, simple concept so they could recognize it. I do a lot of collaging in my other work, and I could have very easily just gone to town and did this whole book, collage the whole thing, but I didn't. I tried to keep it, kind of plain. This is the middle of the first signature. I like to do this where I take a 6x6 paper from one of my paper packs, fold it in half, and leave a place where I can put some, make a pocket, and then it hides the stitching on the inside. This is just a bookmark over here. This is a postcard of an exhibit that was going on at the University at the museum, one of the museums in Vienna. I just kind of put that in there. Some little pieces of map, decorate over here and over here. Another tea bag that I cut open, got rid of the tea itself, and then put in a piece of paper from, it's a mark from a porcelain company from old Czechoslovakia, and I bought it in a store when I was there, and I was really surprised to see that they're still selling Czech-Slovak items, in 2015, when Czechoslovakia split back in 1992 or so. So it was interesting. They still have inventory from Czechoslovak days. Yeah, so this is porcelain. That's what it was. Here's just a calendar. They do their calendars a little bit differently sometimes, and that's kind of cool. It's a cool place to write lists. Just another tea bag. Again, this paper is really, really beautiful. You can do all kinds of stuff with it, and it looks really nice when you put text. I can't really get on my camera on there. Text in front of it with this in the background. It really stands out very nicely. Here's again more map, piece of newspaper. and Sudoku, and then I just use washi tape to kind of hold it all together. Just a little coaster. Here's that mesh that I put on top of a image. This is just stamp. Here's some more. These were brochures from museums in Vienna. Vienna Museum and the, I guess, Time Museum, something like that. Floor plan. Kids exercise book. This is, I don't know exactly what this is. I don't know, some kind of game. Here's a crossword. I split it down the middle, separated it, and then I put this right in the middle. This is from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. The colors worked here, and I just kind of thought it pulls it all together. And then I just added the washi tape that would, you know, match, pull those colors in as well from the other side. Here is this. It's a piece of a fairy tale with the illustration also from the book, so I kind of just tore out a couple pages and glued it on to this. Another piece of newspaper with a green stamp to match this piece of green. Here's the middle of the second signature, so I put in a big envelope. I just have a template, you know, for making envelopes. Cut it out and then leave it open, do the sewing, and then use my double-sided tape to seal it. So again, those seams are hidden. You don't see them, and it just kind of makes everything really neat and tidy. This is a stamp over a bus schedule. Slovak bus schedule. This is just something from a magazine. Just this again. Something from an envelope and a piece of old book paper that's in Russian. Again, I could have done so much more collaging, but I didn't. I tried to just keep it plain, plain, plain. This is an old stamp. This is the start of a new signature. Something my daughter drew. I just kind of, it matched here, so I thought that would be nice to put in there. This is just a little hold with some washi tape down here. This is either from the post office. I think this is the post office. Oh yeah, this is registered mail letter. So I took one of these. Now I have some bank forms in here. I was thinking of stamping or coloring or doing something kind of crazy, decorate. We'll see if I do. Here's this. There's a math book, Physics Made Easy or something like that, but it's all in Slovak. Another more stamps, I should say. This is the third signature, and again, I did another envelope. This one, I just took a regular envelope, opened it up, traced it to use as a stencil, and then cut it out, and then did my sewing and then taped it again closed. So I decorated it just this side, and then over here I glued something to the back before I glued down this flap. You could leave the flap open or use it as a spot to put things in, but I just glued it down. Again, physics. This is just a kind of journaling card, I guess. This I got from the, it's a little brochure from the National Gallery in Prague, and I put a photograph. Just a random photo, it's not mine, I didn't take it. I just glued it because it has kind of green here and it matched the green here. The lighting's not so great, so you can't really see it. But it does go together. More washi tape on the top, washi tape down here, and that is it. On the back, again, I used the simple method again of just using this tape or sticker, whatever it is. It's sort of, well, it came with the same, pack as this. So it's the same theme, kind of goes together. So that's it, 3 signatures. I sewed it in to the spine itself. I have a tutorial on how to make this stitch, so I'll also put a link to that at the bottom of in the description of this video. And that is that. I think that is everything I want to say about this little guy. So thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.